Morning guys, it's Blake with Untitled Taxidermy. We harvested a turkey this morning. I was going to do a quick video on how I take turkeys apart. If you're going off on a turkey hunting trip to travel, call your taxidermist and ask him how he would like you to take your bird apart. There's different ways of doing it, but I was just going to show you guys the way I like to do it. First thing we're going to do is remove the fan. So the way I like to do it is I like to come right above the anal opening and make a cut straight across. Right above the butt. Okay, and then we're going to flip the bird over, and from the top side you got 3 rows of feathers here. 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to go between the second and third where these iridescent feathers. You're going to go right down in here, and there's going to be some short feathers. See those? You're going to want to cut between the short feathers and these long iridescent ones. And you're going to cut straight down right here behind these feather quills, just like that, and separate this off. And then you're going to join this cut to the cut you made underneath. And you can kind of grab the butts of these feather quills, and you can kind of feel where it chokes down or gets smaller. It's big here and then it gets smaller. You want to cut right there where it gets smaller and just cut this off. If you can find a joint in the backbone you can cut through, or if not, a pair of shears will take it off. But just join this to where you were before. See, right here is where I was. We're just going to join them too, and that'll remove the fan. Okay, now we're going to remove the head. Again, this is skinning for a life-size mount. If you was going to do a tail display, you would want to have left some iridescent feathers on there, but I'm showing life-size turkey mount skinning. So on the head, we're going to start underneath the wattles. And you want to cut between the last feather and the wattle. And there's 3 wattles generally, and it'll kind of make a mountain and then a valley and a mountain and a valley. So there'll be 2 mountains between these 3. So you want to keep that in mind when you cut. So up, and then we're going to cut down, and then we're going to cut up, and then back down. Okay, and then you just want to circle this wattle like that. And then if you look, you can see right here where the feathers end. You want to get basically right there at the last feather. Maybe leave 1 row of feathers, and make sure you cut up here and catch some feathers and then go across. Come up and get right behind that last row of feathers. See that last row? And then just kind of follow that angle up. Maybe you can come out a little bit. Alright, and then do the same thing on the other side. Remember when you come around this outside wattle to go up here and then across. Okay, at this point, paper towels help to keep the blood and stuff down. I would skin these wattles and this head skin, kind of skin it back and pull this little tuft of feathers, pull it back, and then cut this off with a pair of shears. You can save the head if you want to do a freeze dried. Generally I'll use some of these feathers to put back on my artificial head, so I would hang on to that depending on what your taxidermist wants you to do. And then the next thing, I'll show you how to skin the bird now that you've removed the head. Okay, so now we're actually going to start skinning the bird. So you're going to pull these feathers on the leg back and you want to cut right where the feathers stop. Generally, I kind of make a point right here on the front of the leg, but you don't have to. Basically, just cut where the feathers stop. Go all the way around the leg. Pull the feathers back as you go. Okay, got that one done. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so we've skinned around where the leg skin meets that last feather on both legs. Now I'm going to take a knife, this one's hooked, and I'm going to cut from the bottom side, that way I don't cut any feathers. And I'm inside between the two legs, and I'm going to cut straight down here and down in and across the sternum, and then I'm going to come in this way and meet it. So just come in here, come straight down. You got to go kind of up into the hip area and then come back up into the sternum. And then I'm going to come in on this side and do the same thing right down the inside, kind of middle of the drumstick. Go down, and then when you come to meet, just pull the feathers back like this and just kind of cut towards where you was at before. And I like to stick my knife out of the hole. See my knife right there? And then just finish the cut out. Okay, and then at this point you're gonna skin the drumstick from the incision that you just made. And depending on where you're at or how far you're going, you may want to leave the bird whole and let your taxidermist skin that point, or you can continue as I'm going to describe. I'm not going to show you guys how to skin, but I'm going to describe it. So I'm going to skin around here. Once you get down about 2 inches off of this once you get down about 2 inches off of the knee, well, that's the heel, but you'll be able to pull this down with your fingers. If it don't come real easy, just keep skinning. There it goes. Okay, now you've exposed the drumstick. Okay, if you're going to continue skinning the whole bird and you have a place to hang it, I would do the same thing over here, and I would hang the bird up by this. It'll help you skin it. It's very easy to clean your bird after you've skinned it with it hanging up. If you want to leave your bird whole, you can cut the legs off. If you're not going to skin the bird, you can cut the legs off now. If you are going to skin it, I would do that and then cut the legs off. So now that I've skinned both legs down along that seam that I made and skinned around, I'm going to kind of skin the breast forward a little bit. Some of this stuff will go by hand. You can just kind of pull it. Just skin this forward just a little bit over the sternum, and that's probably good enough. See how some of that will just come away, just running my hand down through there. And you're not going to cut any holes with your fingers, so I try to use my hands whenever I can. Okay, now I'm going to skin between the legs. I'm going to skin back towards the anal opening. And we're going to come on down through here. Alright, so I'm going to keep skinning back. I'm pulling the skin and I'm cutting the membrane in here. And you just kind of keep skinning back. And it'll get kind of meaty. You'll pass these two bones, 1, 2. After you pass those, you're right at the anal opening. And you can leave the anus on the turkey or you can cut around it. I generally cut right around it. It's pretty much covered on a life-size turkey anyway. So see there, we joined up where we were when we removed the fan. We're going to cut right around this and continue over the back of the turkey. So at this point, if you hang your bird up by the legs, you can skin down the back and just continue skinning down through here. And then if you'll grab onto this humerus bone on the wing, you can feel where it goes into the body. You can cut the humerus loose. Your head will be removed and your entire skin will come off in one piece without any more incisions being made. And you can go straight down with it and it'll come right off, and then your bird will be skinned out. To remove the legs, you're going to cut through this Achilles tendon right above the skin. Just continue cutting through till you see the bone. And then on the outside of the leg, so opposite of the spurs kick inside. So on the outside of the leg, there's going to be another tendon come right behind the skin and cut towards this joint, and then roll the leg inside. And you can cut the leg loose like that. And once you've rolled it inside, then you can come right here and cut straight down. And then the leg will come off. And you can do the other one the same way, rolling it towards the inside, the same direction as the spur, and cutting on the outside of the leg. You can get that in a freezer as quick as possible and get that to your taxidermist as quick as you can. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope this helps in the future. Thanks.